Well, I've got a quiz for you. It's actually a historic quiz. Anybody recognize this building? Well, you probably recognize the front because it's Dalton Lumber here in Dalton. This, though, is part of the old trolley trail system. It was the power plant, generated electricity to drive the trolleys, and also these arches, the trolleys used to go in there and be serviced. Fantastic. Well, I'm going to go inside and meet Scott, and he's going to show us the business. This is a paid segment sponsored by the Dalton Do It Center. Well, Scotty, there's still time to be working outside, and of course, through proverbial leaf fall, leaves are everywhere in my yards. Let's talk rakes. Now, in terms of rakes, you've got a good selection here.
There are several different kinds to choose from. The old bamboo rakes, still out there, still pretty popular. People like them. You go to the wire ones, fiberglass handle, a couple different widths these come in.
Very, very nice.
And they make an narrow one for that as well. But for your basic leaves, you're looking at these plastic ones here.
Well, Scott, we've got a lot of pruning to do this time of year. Tell us what you got.
Got options, mainly two different kinds. If you're bypass pruner here and an anvil pruner here. And it's pretty basic. When we're saying bypass, the blades simply go past each other.
They slice, yeah. And an anvil pruner chops against the surface. Yeah?
That's correct, yep.
In terms of more powerful pruning, the loppers are here.
Yes, gives you a lot more leverage.
Well, this one looks different. Tell us about that.
So this one has handles that extend.
So you have a choice of a medium-sized lopper and a long.
You do.
Wow.
And it gives you good leverage if you're working up high.
Well, Scotty, with the holidays fast approaching, let's talk holiday lights, or rather winter lights, because a lot of people will use them to kind of illuminate a beautifully shaped tree or something and leave them on all through the winter season.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of different kinds to pick from. Your traditional mini lights, you know, they're a little maybe not so energy efficient compared to the LED lights.
And they hardly use any electricity, don't they? Because
I think it was 4 watts is all they use per string. And these look a lot better than the original ones that came out.
Oh, yeah.
That had that blue hue to them.
Now, talking about lights outside, let's move to lights inside, because the same revolution has occurred.
Incandescents were replaced by these halogen bulbs many years ago. A little more efficient. Not as efficient as the LEDs, but more efficient than the old.
They have a nice color light as well, the halogens.
These do.
But we're not going to talk that. We're going to talk LEDs.
No, LED is where it's at anymore.
Well, Scotty, with the cold coming on, we have to think of our feathered friends, and it looks like you've got a nice range of feeders here.
We do, a lot of different kinds. A lot of traditional feeders here. We have the suet feeders, and then these cool squirrel-proof ones down here on the bottom. Basically, the way they work is when a squirrel stands on the pegs here to try to get food, the weight of the squirrel
shuts it off.
Shuts it right off,
nice.
And he can't get anything.
So it looks like one of your customers brought something in.
Yeah, how about this? What an amazing piece. Just a handcrafted birdhouse, beautifully made. Yeah.
Now, we haven't talked about food. Birdseed. There's a lot of choices to be had, yeah?
A lot of different choices here. You can get a lot of pure seed, safflower seed, sunflower seed. A lot of that's good for cardinals. And then there's your wild bird food, which attracts a lot of different kinds of birds.
Well, Scott, you're obviously named Dalton Lumber, so lumber is a big part of your business.
It is, absolutely. We carry a full line of framing lumber, full line of pressure-treated lumber, a lot of specialty as well, some pine and other boards that we keep down in lumberyard. One of our advantages is keeping this lumber outside. A lot of the indoor lumberyards have a problem with their lumber drying too quickly in the warmth and the humidity.
Okay.
It twists up. Our advantage is that it's outside and it just dries naturally. And you see it a lot more with pressure-treated lumber because that's already so wet from the treatment. As that dries out, if it dries too fast, which it does in the indoor yards, that'll really start to split and curl on you.
You also have got an amazing collection of hardwood lumber.
We do. A lot of different kinds of hardwood. We stock some oak, some cherry, some maple and poplar, as well as a little bit of walnut. And all these lumbers take finishes differently. So if you put a clear finish on a piece of cherry or a piece of walnut, it's going to look really nice compared to just a piece of soft white pine.
And I see that you got some cedar now.
A lot of people are still using it for decks because cedar in its raw state is waterproof. And you could also use it for building closets. Keeps the moths away.
The insects
and it smells really good.
Yeah.
And you could also build cedar chests, anything like that.
We've come outside to a stack of wood pellets. Let's talk about wood pellets as a fuel.
So this particular pellet, made by Barefoot, is a local pellet, made in Troy, Pennsylvania.
Just up the road, yeah.
Not far from here at all. Really high quality, premium pellet. Very little sawdust in the bag when you're getting to the end of it. And after you've run through, there's very little ash left.
Well, Scott, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank
Thanks
you.
ever so much for showing us around Dalton Lumber.
Of course, no problem at all.
This has been a paid segment sponsored by the Dalton Do It Center.